Welcome back to Columbus, where the energy inside the Covelli Center is electric for this Big Ten SEC showdown. Florida with a veteran roster under new leadership. We'll break down the leadership in a moment, but they look for their middles with their offensive production. They will also go with setter Taylor Parks, who gets the starting nod here tonight, Audrey.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she can do. She was an all-SEC freshman and very capable of running this offense. A little undersized, but a really strong server for the Gators.
Yes, she is. We'll keep an eye on that serve and pass battle. As for Ohio State, looking to complement Hannah Jones, who we talked about in the open. The undersized Reese Webker is going to have a crafty night against a very physical Florida block.
Yeah, undersized, as you mentioned, 5'9", but boy, she's got some shots, and we'll see what she can do against a big Florida Gator block today.
Mia Tuman looking to be the anchor of that, as well as we take a look at the new leadership there. Ryan Tice, just the third ever head coach at Florida. The Gators named Tice a new head coach in February, following the legacy of Mary Wise. And on Ohio State's bench, it is Jen Flynn Oldenburg in her 6th year with the Buckeyes. Made a trip to the Elite Eight in 2022. Also a former standout outside hitter herself. Game on. Set number 1 underway. Right away, Florida goes to Jordan Bird on the pin, who puts it away high hands.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see Bird in action. Jen Flynn Oldenburg mentioned, you know, she is going to thump some balls on our side of the net, and we just have to roll it back and say good hit and just kind of keep rolling with the punches. But Bird, just a dynamic outside hitter for the Gators.
They promised a big serve there from Parks, and she delivered. Florida, free ball situation here. Parks goes to the pin again. Feed the hot hand while you've got her. Jordan Bird once again.
Yeah, and at some point we're going to see what Ohio State's blocking team does. Do they cheat to that left pin for the Gators, as she's getting already a lot of sets? I like the look there by Parks to see where the middle for Ohio State is. Parks showing her experience as a setter.
Yeah, Taylor Parks and Alexis Stuckey have shared the setting role for this year. Different look there as far as this goes. Stuckey will see the lineup here tonight, according to head coach Ryan Tice, telling me before the match he wants to split it in half, so to speak. Need a bigger block out of Stuckey, but Taylor Parks earned the role with her gritty performance against South Florida. Big set to the middle is stuffed, and it's Ohio State getting big.
Roth going up big for the Gators in the middle, but a bigger block on the other side of the net, meets the ball and puts it straight down. Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, that's Ashley Carr, the graduate student, M2 position. Big physical presence on defense. Florida handles the pass, goes right back to the middle again. Free ball situation. Out to the pin again, they find Bird. Ohio State throws it out to the pin. Our first look at Hannah Jones is physical over the block, and doesn't matter. Florida is in the net.
There you see a great display of Jones's contact point. Touches about 10-7, going high over top of the block and hitting that ball deep into the back court of Florida. Wow, I'm excited to see what she brings to the court this afternoon.
Sophomore libero Olivia Hasbrook back to serve, looking to continue the run. Florida throws up a 2.0 pass and throws one over. That's our first look at Kira Hudson. Is still kind of recovering from that shoulder injury that sidelined her and kept her out of the lineup last season. Expect to see a smaller load for her, but still one of the best 6 rotation players Ryan Tice has. Back to serve now for Florida, Ella Vogel, freshman defensive specialist. That's deep, but Ryan Tice feels this is the deepest defensive lineups that he has ever coached, which says a lot.
Yeah, and coaches love defensive teams because that defensive attitude in the backcourt really does help you maintain that high level of play when you're going to frustrate your opponents, make them take multiple swings before they can earn a point.
To mention the serve and pass there too, says at any point he feels comfortable with any of his littles going into that libero jersey. Way outside the pin, and Florida tries to keep it alive. Denied. A little bit misconnection there in the set.
Yeah, Alec Roth is typically a middle. In this rotation, she's able to hit a higher set to the pin, but the timing there was off, and as a result, not a strong swing by Roth.
2-point lead for the Buckeyes here in set number 1. Mia Tuman back at the service line. Jump float it is. Lily Hayes with the pass. And again, Roth on the pin. What a dig from Tuman. Jones goes high, and it's a readable tip from Florida. Back back to the opposite position. Lily Hayes throws it up. 3.0 situation there. Mia Tumen goes out to Jones. Goes high hands and does not get the touch she desired.
What a great rally, though.
Yeah.
Defense on the backcourt of Ohio State. Some great gets and setting up nice out-of-system sets. But again, when you're reaching high, trying to go for the perimeter of the court, sometimes you're going to miss it. Jones just missed long on that one.
Lily Hayes back to serve, the libero for the Florida Gators. Mia Tumen working the middle. A great connection there from Ashley Carr, the 6-footer out of Glenview, Illinois.
Yeah, 6 foot, somewhat undersized for a middle in the Big Ten Conference, but Carr's got hops and she's quick. She puts herself in a great position to get set along the net.
Really hard worker. That was something that stood out to Jen Flynn Oldenburg when she was chatting with Ashley Carr, a senior transfer from Miami. She was tied for 7th in the ACC in blocks per set last season, so keep an eye on Ashley Carr. But Flynn Oldenburg, when she's seeking out players in the portal, hard work is the point of emphasis. New look Buckeye roster here. Mia Tumen forced it into a 1-0 situation there. Taylor Parks goes back out to the pin. And it's number 9 for the team in blue, Anaya Madkin, into the lineup. University of Arkansas transfer. Last season was named the SEC All-Freshman team. One of our first looks of her. Back to serve for Florida. Looking to grind away their points. Mia Tumen goes out to the pin, the undersized Reese Webker. I love seeing 5'9" attackers finding ways to get kills against a physical block.
Yeah, and the way she found a kill that time is going off the edges of the block. When you're 5'9", you don't want to go 1-on-6 and play the whole defense. You want 1-on-1. Let's go against that right side blocker's hands, and let's go off the edge of the block. Webker does a great job on that play.
Back to Madkin, who throws that one deep. The lineup change there for Florida, getting some different faces in the mix.
Yeah, and I think it's smart for Coach Tice to switch things up a little bit, see what some of his players are capable of doing in this environment on the road.
Especially early in the season. Measuring stick match here. Big Ten SEC affair. Carr again. Throws it down, goes to the donut area that time, just finding ways to get kills, and that's what Ohio State needs from their middles.
Absolutely, and Jen Flynn Oldenburg mentioned we have to play well enough to be able to set our middles, and one of the big things she talked about was transition dig to an attack kill. That's what you saw in that play.
It's a nice set there, too, from Tumen. Put on a 1-on-1 situation, late block for Florida. Back to work here, tight to the pin. Madkin doesn't know where to go with it. Free ball situation, Ohio State needs to bury it here, and they will not. Denied by the defense of Florida. August throws it to the middle as well. Very physical middle attacker. What was her hitting percentage last year against Ohio State, Audrey?
Yeah, I have it marked as 733 hitting percentage against Ohio State, her career high. But in that rally, let's give some love to Lily Hayes, the libero for the Gators, keeping the ball alive, not only putting the ball up, but allowing her setter to make some great sets. So great defensive gets by Hayes there on that rally.
Emily Canan, the senior defensive specialist, back to serve now for the Gators. Handled by Webker, but throws over an overpass. And you don't want to do that when Jordan Bird's in the front row.
No, and Webker typically has a great platform for passing, so she's going to have to get used to the pace of this ball and know the ball's going to come to her a lot as they want to eliminate her as one of the swings on that left pin.
Canan goes right back to Webker on cue. Big swing out of the middle for Ohio State. How about it? Middle production high early to start set number 1.
Yeah, and I love the way they're adjusting the height of the set. Look, take a look at this one. Hung a little bit higher than a typical fast A ball. Jen Flynn Oldenburg mentioned they're going to run number 19, Kaya Castle, in front and behind. You saw a nice swing there behind the setter.
Big serve from Ohio State working the seams. Florida handles it. Again, it's August on the pin. It's Jayla August, the sophomore middle blocker. Turned a strong freshman campaign, averaging 4.04 last season. Started in 29 matches there as well for the Gators. Returning back into this lineup this season. Oh my, that is a missile of a jump float serve, not to mention the high contact point too.
Yeah, it's hard to pass those balls. One, it's going right to the end line. Two, it's going between players. And I give you another reason why.
Yeah.
There's a back row player for Ohio State right there, and she needs to call the line a little bit better, as that's a missile coming across the net.
Welker fights off another one. Only one attack option, and a crafty shot from Kaya Castle on the pin.
Really love the way Tumen is finding her middles. It doesn't matter where the pass is taking her. There you see her at 10 feet. Nice tempo there, maybe set outside the antenna, but a nice recovery there by Castle to get a kill.
That's 3 kills already on the night for Kaya Castle. There's an emphasis from Jen Flynn Oldenburg getting those middles going, and Jordan Bird just continues to fire away. Where do you set up the block on her?
Yeah, I think you've got to take the short attack. By that I mean the one that goes down the line, and try to dig outside of the block. So I think as this defensive team for Ohio State gets more looks at Bird, I think they're going to adjust and play outside of that block.
A nice serve there from Parks. Now on the run herself. Big swing from Jones. Bird throws in a tip. Off the hook is Ohio State. Jones again goes tip, and it's dug up by the Gators. Canan to the middle of the court goes Jordan Bird. So now we have seen just about everything. We've seen heavy angle, we've seen short tip, and now we've seen deep tip to the middle.
Yeah, between zones 1 and 6, right in that right back area of the court. Really difficult to defend, and Bird just showing lots of tools in her pocket.
Yeah. Oh, big serve from Taylor Parks goes deep on Ohio State. Jones swinging physically. Webker's there for the dig. Tumen goes back to Jones, throws in a short tip. Very, very smart play. Work the deep angle, and then at the last second, throw in the duck.
Yeah, and that's what high-level outside hitters in the Big Ten Conference are able to do. They're going to mix it up and not tip when that's the only shot that they have, but mix it on a perfect set. So a real great play there by Jones.
Olivia Hasbrook back to work at the service line. That one floats deep, and Florida will recover the ball. And a 1-point lead with it. Into the lineup, another little for the Gators. Their deepest position, it's the freshman Ella Vogel once again out of Aurora, Colorado, 5'7". Deep float she goes. Ohio State handles it and runs Carr on a quick attack on the slide. Free ball. Ohio State. Hasbrook handles the pass. Again on the slide. A little bit misconnect there. Lily Hayes throws one high to the pins. Lets your physical attackers go to work there. Mia Tumen goes back to Jones, who goes off the block of Florida, and it's the Dublin, Ohio native, Alec Roth, who gets burned that time.
Absolutely, yeah. So Ohio State really impressing me right now at how they're just playing. They're mentally into the rallies. The longer they go, it seems like the better they get, and there you're going to see a great shot, really exploiting Roth, not reaching over the net. Her hands are a little bit of a target right now. Jones is going after her.
Yeah, to your point, Ohio State hitting .412 right now on the match. Can they sustain it? That's the question, but really gritty defense right now, and a great run from Mia Tumen, who's setting the ball and all of her attackers very well. Lily Hayes back to work at the service line. Mia Tumen throws it back to the pin. Gators back to Madkin, who is denied by the block. Lily Hayes, what a scrap from the libero in white for the Gators. Heavy angle, digs that one too. Madkin throws in a roll shot, and that's what works for the Gators, man. And again, thanks to the little keeping you alive, Lily Hayes deserves the credit.
Yeah, and we saw Urich for Ohio State. She's typically a right side attack.
The underdogs against top 12 ranked Florida. Tumen is pushed back again, doesn't shy away from running the middle though. Ashley Carr continues to heat up for the Buckeyes.
You know, you talk about Carr and Castles hitting 750. She's the other middle for Ohio State, and this is a great game plan for Ohio State. Pump the middles early on, and that'll open things up for the outside. These middles though, they're really carrying a huge offensive load right now for the Buckeyes.
Taylor Parks goes back to Madkin, dug out by Hannah Jones, who gets the overpass kill.
Sometimes you're good and sometimes you're lucky. That literally ricocheted off of her. She's got a big smile on her face. What a great dig here, just in the right spot at the right time. Boom, right there. and it lands right in the perimeter. That's kind of how she hits balls too, right?
Right place, right time. Taylor Parks goes to the middle, and why not when Jayla Auguste hits what? She touches 10-8.
Yeah.
Ryan Tice told us this week.
Yeah, and what she does exceptionally well, you saw it in that play, is she's moving with the setter, so she's always putting herself in a good position to be set. Doesn't matter where Parks is going, she's shadowing her, getting up, great distance off the net to swing big.
Tip from Webker. Dug out by the Gators, but in a scramble now. And a nice heads-up play there from Hasbrook. Hannah Jones goes in from the back row and throws in another tip, and it works.
Great play by Ohio State, not on that last play necessarily, but the one before, where they tipped the ball, forcing the Gators' left side hitter to play the ball, and there's nobody to set the ball to. As a result, free ball and a nice transition dig to kill, which is exactly what Oldenburg wants to see from her team. So sometimes you have to be patient and set up the play.
Ohio State running a very balanced attack right now. Meanwhile, Florida doesn't necessarily need as balanced of an attack with the way Jayla Auguste is terrorizing the defense of the Buckeyes. And, of course, Jordan Bird checks back into the lineup, so that's troublesome for Ohio State. We'll see how they adjust blocking-wise on her.
Yeah, when you have number 4 on your team, Auguste, you just lay it up there and let her do her thing. We already mentioned she touches 10-8, so I see that they're going to pump her the ball a lot.
What a serve from the senior Emily Canan out of Allen, Texas. Really competitive and passionate volleyball player, knows how to pick apart the seams. When you have reliable littles, you can really go far with your team, as Ryan Tice knows well. Coached 11 years at Marquette. Coached a very competitive group there as well. Helping the Golden Eagles get to 10 NCAA tournament berths in those 11 years at the helm. Consistent producer in the head coach position. Now for Ohio State. Jordan Bird goes deep to the middle. Lily Hayes with another great coverage. Dug up for Ohio State. Heavy angle was the attempt from Webker. Denied. Goes a little bit wide.
Yeah, Webker going for that cross-court shot, and she had it there just a little bit wide. And Jensen Oldenburg loves the risks that she's taking right now. She wants to give her the green light. Hey, go and use every shot that you have. No fear. No fear.
Well, also talked about her presence on the court, too. Talked about Reese Webker being a spark, that they were toying with the lineup early on, and her presence on the court just brings so much intangible-wise to the rest of the group. As Webker goes back to serve. Off the tape. Florida handles it. Taylor Parks out to the pin. Jordan Bird tries to find the opening. Hasbrook is on it. Out to the pin again. Ohio State rips one through. It's Kaya Castle.
Castle's finding herself one-on-one. Tuman doing a great job of just exploiting this block. Let's take a look at Florida's block here. The middle is cheating to the left side. We already talked about Tice wanting to stop the left side, so they're going one-on-one on that slide.
Ooh, nice jig there from Hasbrook, and a nice touch off the block for Ohio State. How about this scrappy look? Kaya Castle gets another. Back in action here in Columbus, Ohio, and the Buckeyes taking hold of a 1-point lead on 12th ranked Florida. This is a big deal for Ohio State, that's been trying to search for their identity this season, as many teams do at this point in the season. Audrey Flom, Michelle McMahon here with you on the call.
Yeah, identity right now for Ohio State is their middle attack. Castle hitting 833, Carr hitting 500, as a team hitting 423. So we'll see if Florida makes adjustments on the way they are attacking in terms of blocking, how they are going to block Ohio State.
Big points there for Jordan Bird. Who else do you go to in crunch time? 20 apiece here in set one.
Yeah, when you need a point, you're going to go to your big gun Bird, and she delivers beautifully on that. Again, you saw her physical presence there as she reaches high up and over the block. What a wonderful athlete Bird is.
Yeah, she is. Taylor Parks looking to cause some havoc on the side of Ohio State, who puts themselves in prime position. Lily Hayes digs out another one to keep Florida alive in the point. Mia Tuman goes to the pin. Hannah Jones puts it away. High hands, using that physical block in front of her.
This Ohio State team is playing so well as a unit. And I love the way the setter right now, Mia Tumen, is mixing things up. Tempo, location is perfect, allowing her outsides to take big rips on the ball.
Olivia Hasbrook in a crucial situation here. We call this the red zone of volleyball in the 20s. Deep float serve handled by Hudson, and that is why the first miss I think we've seen from Jordan Bird. 6 kills and just 1 error. That was the lone error here in set number 1.
Yeah, in this rotation they have the option of bringing Bird to the left side. We'll see how they come out of the time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count them up. Big Ten dominating continuously. Sean McMahon and Audrey Flaw here with you. Tight set number 1. Ohio State with a 2-point lead. Pressure situation here for Olivia Hasbrook, the libero. Back to serve now for the Buckeyes. Ooh, she jams up Florida. We'll see how they get out of this one. And high hands. Webker is there for the kill, or the dig, excuse me. Hannah Jones goes off the block. Taylor Parks throws it up to Bird to battle it out, and why wouldn't you? Gets another one. That is her 7th kill of the night.
Yeah, Bird showing her versatility, really strong from either pin. I thought maybe out of that timeout they were going to pull her to that left pin, but she is showing she can hold her own on that right, and a bigger blocker for Ohio State's left side attacker as well.
Chance to tie it here for the Gators. Deep float serve, jams up Ohio State. Tumen on the run. Ball still alive, free ball here. Big opportunity for the Gators to tie it up. Out to the pin it goes. Madkin throws it down, slices her way through the block.
Florida battling their way back. Madkin, that's a key dig, tying it all up, 22 apiece.
Timeout swings the other way now for Ohio State, locked up 22 apiece. So you've coached for this Buckeyes team before, Audrey Flaw.
Professional volleyball here in the United States. People are hungry for high-level volleyball. You're seeing it here this afternoon.
These girls get to dream big to continue their volleyball careers. Big point here, both sides. Webker handles a 3.0 pass, and it's Carr who tries to put it away. Scrappy defense, though, from the Gators. Still alive, free ball. Tumen goes back to the middle. Ooh, tips it. It's a gift to Florida. Back to the pin, and it's Hudson who finds a way to get that ball down.
So if you're Ohio State, you have to learn from that. A tip is not going to score, especially if you're going to tip it into the lap of Hayes, who's the libero for the Gators. You've got to find other ways to score. You can see how they get a transition. Big swing.
Ooh, 1-point lead for Florida. Drifts away quickly. We're tied back up at 23 apiece. Yeah, to your point, in a seam block situation or a one-on-one, get up there and rip it.
Yeah.
Especially in crunch time. Sometimes it's a good idea to tip it, depending what the defense is doing, but always got to be monitoring that. But Mia Tumen will try to serve it out here for the Buckeyes. Deep float, handled by Vogel. Out to the pin. Good night from Anaya Madkin. My goodness.
Yeah. That's a gutsy swing. You know, the match is on, or the set is on the line, and you go up and rip the ball with a ton of confidence, and she hasn't gotten the nod to start, so this is a great showing for Madkin.
8 attempts so far in the night for Anaya Madkin. 4 kills. Maybe it wasn't all over the scouting report for Ohio State based on the sample size they had. Oh, a last-minute pass for Ohio State. Can't get out of trouble there. And Florida takes set number 1.
And just like that, the middles have been so great. Little timing that doesn't go quite as planned, and the set goes to the Florida Gators.
Gators take set 1, but Ohio State was right there, knocking on the door, knocking on the upset. We will be right back with more to come from our Women's Volleyball College on Big Ten Network.
Influencers aren't new. Don't call it a comeback.